everyone. Thank you so much for joining this session. We're so happy to have you. Today we will be hearing about how to start your own MUN club from scratch. So our presenters today are Mohammed, Mostafa, Neha, Varadharajan, and Shashank Kumar. And we are so honored to have you presenting for us today. Mohammed Mostafa is currently living and studying in the Netherlands. He is serving as the Deputy Secretary General and Head of Video Production at Global Summit 2.0, the Head of Global Communications at MUN Impact Global, and Undersecretary General of MUN at home. He has started participating in Model UN back in 2014 and completed his Director's Training Certification Level 2 at the Hague International Model UN Conference in collaboration with Best Delegate in 2019 at Doha, Qatar. He was also a presenter at Global Summit 1.0, where he presented a workshop on entrepreneurship. He's looking forward to an engaging workshop today. Neha Varadharajan is a 13-year-old high school student from Pune, India, with a passion for advocacy and the Sustainable Development Goals. She's the founder of the Face of Education and a diplomat to MUN Impact. She likes to mentor MUN aspirants and fight for global change. Shashank Kumar is the Deputy Secretary General of Southeast Asia for MUN Impact and also an envoy of Malaysia for the SDGs Challenge. He's living in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. He is an aspiring youth who has worked for SDGs like Life Below Water and is a motivation to a lot of people who believe they can bring global change. So without further ado, thank you. We are very excited for this presentation.
Thank you, Serena. I hope I said your name correctly. Let me screen share. Okay. All right. So today we are going to present you how to start your own MUN club from scratch. And before that, maybe you can write where you're logging from in the chat so that we know the demographics we have in the chat. And moving to the next, our introduction, which already Serena already mentioned. So I'm Mohammed Mostafa, and I'm also representing Head of Global Communication, the MUN Impact, and currently the Deputy Secretary General for the Press and Social Media for this Summit 2.0. Neha and Shashank, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, so hi everybody, my name is Neha Varadharajan, and I am a diplomat for South Asia at MUN Impact, and Serena already covered everything, so yeah, that's it about me.
Hello everyone, I'm Shashank Kumar. I'm the Deputy Secretary General of Southeast Asia and also an envoy for Malaysia. Yeah, that's it.
That's wonderful. So today we are going to talk about what is Model United Nations, benefits of Model UN, advantages of Model UN Club, and how to start a Model UN Club. And we are going to show you an operating system from Hogwarts Model UN, which is not real, but we just made an operating system which is going to help you out when you are going to run your own MUN Club. And we are going to have conclusion and Q&A session where you can ask any questions you want, and we will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. Moving to the next slide, MUN. Before I go MUN, can I ask a question in the chat where you can answer, like, how many of you attended an MUN conference before? You can type your answer in the chat. That's great. It's a nice number. You can also type how many conferences you attended. Most probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any numbers. So MUN is an academic simulation where we are...
Mustafa, when you open it, like all the Zoom functionalities, they have like, they block out the screen. So yeah, thank you.
All right, sorry, my apologies. So MUN is Modern United Nation is an educational simulation where you are given a country and you are also representing the country. For example, you can be an ambassador of the country, or you can be the prime minister or the minister of the country, and you are going to depict the whole situation we have in the United Nations. So you are going to have a committee room where you are going to debate about the global issues that are going to be given beforehand, at least few months back, where you can have research and you can look about for the solutions. So you're going to learn about diplomacy, international relations, and how the United Nations work. So this is a very good academic activity for yourself and for everyone in your school. Shashank.
Okay, so what are the benefits of MUN? The benefits of MUN is that it helps us become a better person altogether. It can really reduce our stage fright of public speaking. It helps us improve our debating and writing skills, and also helps us to take different kind of leadership opportunities because we feel confident about it. The most important thing in being an MUN is that it teaches us in general how we can do teamwork and how to merge with group members and understand others' point of view. Like, yeah, advantages of Immune Club is that uh, it helps us become more professional, which reflects on how we can address other people. It makes us very broad-minded and gives us skills and talents, which helps us tackle situations easily, creating a positive impact on the society, and also to add and it also adds to the reputation of school where we start the club from. It helps us to get more passionate, uh, and being in an immune club is like a hobby which many of us do pursue, and many more of us can pursue if a club is set up. Last but not the least, it adds to your resume. So whenever a person goes to a college, uh, if he or she is related to MUN, it signifies an act of professionalism in him or her, and that really helps him getting into their dream college. Right, please.
Neha, it's yours.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So now we come to the process of how to start an MUN club from scratch. So there are four introductory steps that you need to do in order to set up your club. Step one is, of course, to research. Any initiative always requires a certain amount of research, a certain amount of expertise in order to start that initiative. And it is the same thing with this. So you have to research about Model UN, United Nations, and current affairs, the three main aspects of Model United Nations, and on an intellectual level as much as possible. So you have to research as much as possible. And step two is to participate. You have to gain experience if you want to start your own MUN club. So you can attend as many Model UN conferences as possible. Leadership conferences are a great opportunity if you want to have access to leadership. And you have also other summits. One example is the current summit that's going on, MUN Impact Global Summit, which introduces some expertise in the field of Model United Nations to you. Step three is to communicate. So you tell your stories and the benefits of Model United Nations and the advantages to your peers, teachers, and to your community. You tell them the importance of Model United Nations. You tell them the benefits, and this is how you communicate and create a network. And the fourth step, which is very important, is to make the pitch. You have to convince other teachers, school administrators, the necessary administrators, parents, or even fellow students that Model UN is valuable and meaningful and can be used as a great extracurricular activity in school days. So before your plan can be put into action, you have to make a pitch. Um, so yeah, next slide, please. Thank you. So this is how you make a pitch. You come up with points that support your stance and why a Model UN club should be present in your school or in your community. So the first thing is, of course, it introduces real world skills to you. For example, public speaking, which is really important. It enhances the ability to research critical issues, and it brings global education to your school because MUN is a global activity after all. MUN is social and can be non-competitive and also can be highly competitive. And if you participate in Model UN conferences and you have your own MUN club, you have this membership in a huge global community of other MUN delegates who love MUN just as much as you do. And it's a highly social activity. And leadership is one of the most important skills you should have, and MUN introduces that to you. So it's a vehicle for leadership development, and it always looks good in your high school transcript, which is when you're applying to universities. So this is one of the benefits. MUN is always a great extracurricular activity to showcase in your resume or in your portfolio because MUN introduces real world skills that apply to you in real life also. Next slide, please. So after you pitch your idea and you have the necessary resources to set up a Model UN club, you find an advisor and then you recruit students to join your club and then you keep the club going. So you organize, plan, meet, and host and grow. So anything it takes to get the club going and the activities continuing. Next slide, please. So finding an advisor, which was the fifth step, it is really important because the most important factor in the long-term growth of a high school model UN club is the advisor. This is because the advisor can stay long-term, whereas students who are leaders of the MUN club can graduate and new students may join and the cycle continues, but the advisor promotes the long-term growth of that club. So the advisor helps the students lead. So students are mainly the leadership part of the MUN club, and the advisor, what that person does is he helps the students lead, helps the students organize events, coordinate with students to create substantive debate, and also encourages students to be ambitious within their MUN careers. Um, so, in some school settings where the school is actively engaged in club activities, an advisor will work with the school's administration to promote and grow the program that you've set up, the student-led program. And so an advisor is very important in the long-term growth of a high school model UN club. So you should make sure that your advisor is, you have an advisor and advisor is generally an adult. You can ask a teacher, you can ask your school coordinator to be a supervisor for your model UN club. So, yeah.
Thank you, Shashank and Neha. That was a wonderful presentation. So, as you have known that first you are going to attend different conferences. So first you're going to research about MUN if you want to set your own MUN club. So you need to know what MUN club is and what MUN is, how United Nations works, and what the global issues going on. And you are going to have a very good insight, and then you are going to attend different conferences. And as MUN Impact, we offer various immune at home programs which are very much free. You can also participate in other different programs, so that is going to allow you to know in depth about MUN and SDGs as well, which we are working on. So when you have those in your mind, then you can talk with your different friends and peers and classmates, and you can make them interested and tell them the benefits of MUN, why you want to have MUN conferences, and why do you want to study MUN club. If you're in the school and looking forward to going to a college or university, then it's very much necessary to have something as your extracurricular activities, because the university, they don't only look at your transcript, but they also look what extracurricular activities you have, whether you have leadership skills or not, whether you have communication skills or not, because the environment in university is totally different, where you are going to have different kinds of projects where you have to work in different groups. So they also look for enthusiastic students, and in many of the universities you can also receive various scholarship based on extracurricular activities. So once you've done that, and then you are going to find a teacher or advisor for your school who is going to advise you on how to run the clubs and encourage the students. And the teacher is also going to make sure that they are developing partnership with different schools and registering different conferences, because in many of the conferences, they require delegation from the school and they require a school club. So they most prefer contact with the advisor, not with the student. So the advisor is the contact person between different MUN conferences and clubs, and they help students training as well. So when you find the advisor in your club, and you can recruit some students, because which I'm going to talk about the accountability chart, you need various students positions and student leaders to run the admin club. So you need to at least have minimum of like 5 students recruited for your MUN club so that you can run the whole club. So when it comes to the accountability chart, when you reach to this step, when you are going to start your own MUN club, so you need to have the director, as we said, the advisor is also known as the MUN. Yep. Sorry, I was muted somehow. Anyway, so you need to have an MUN director, and MUN director is going to be one of your teacher. For example, if you have any social science teacher, or if you have any English teacher. So in most school, the social science teacher or the English teacher or the history or economics teacher are usually the director because they are more familiar with the world politics, or they're more familiar with the English, the literature, or with the social science, the what's going on. So most of the time, these teachers are the MUN directors. So if you don't have an MUN director, or if you are looking for an MUN teacher, then you can approach one of these teachers, and then you can pitch your idea to them. So for example, in this accountability chart, there's this guy, there's this teacher called Malik. So he's a director here, and he directs the student leadership overall. He directs the deputies, so he looks after all the students and what they're doing, coordinating with the parents and the school community as well as other MUN conferences. So the director looks for different conferences and then sign students up in different conferences. And he's the main contact person for the school club and for any other community, schools, and the parents as well. And after the director, you have a student director, or you can also call it a student president of the MUN club. So the student is, for example, here the student is Reem. So she is responsible for direct student leadership, and who is going to directly communicate with the director and also with other students to make sure the club is running really well. And he's accountable for leading and managing the sub deputies. So the student director might have a vice director. For example, if you have a president, you can also have a vice president who can help you out in managing the whole club. So the bigger club gets, the bigger positions you have, the smaller the club is, the smaller position you have. And director is going to call for meetings and look for new recruitments, and also make sure that every deputies are doing their job properly, and they have weekly or monthly meetings, and all the weekly and monthly rocks they set are fulfilled. And after the director, you can also recruit someone who is a deputy for recruitment or retention. So the person's job will be to recruit new members, to communicate with different students, your seniors or your juniors. You talk to them, you make them interested, why they need to join an MUN club, why they need to start doing MUN, what are the benefits of MUN. So that person will be the liaison between the schools, students, and the club. And you're going to have a head delegation or training deputy. So that person is responsible for planning the trainings and training the delegates. So as you know, that person needs to be very much known to the MUN. So you can have a head deputy, or like you can have a head delegate or training deputy when that person is going to different MUN clubs. So for example, it can be anyone. Like for example, if you don't have anyone who is who is not enough in experience, then you can also be like the director, or the student director can also be the deputy, training deputy. So if you participate in lots of MUN conferences, or if you have enough experience or knowledge or any other training materials, you can train your delegates. You can tell them what MUN conference is, how you can train them, how you can be good at different providing a speech or writing a resolution, or be diplomatic, or how to negotiate with other students. So you can teach them, and you can have lots of free materials, which we are going to talk at the end of the presentation. We are going to provide you some links as well. So that person will be responsible for all of this. And when you are going to different MUN conferences as a delegate, the head delegate will be responsible to maintain all the students and ensuring that they are doing their research properly, and they're doing all their MUN work properly. And then you're going to have the deputy for organization. So as an MUN club, you need to maintain communication with different clubs and different organizations, and schedule the meetings as well. So you will be responsible for sending group emails, you'll be responsible for scheduling meetings, and also be the liaison between the admins and other people in the school. So once the student director comes up with the meeting date and time, so you will be the one who will be organizing, and you will also be organizing what is required for the meetings, like what documents you need, what other information you require. So you will be preparing all of this. So if you look at this accountability chart, this is the very basic accountability chart, and you only need 1, 2, 3, 4 students and a director. But then as soon as the club gets bigger and bigger, you are going to have more and more positions available. For example, you are going to have a deputy for social media and press will be different. Social media and press will be different. So the press will be involved in writing different posts about your club, different articles about what have you been doing in the club, what activities you have been doing in the club. And the person involved for social media will be making posters, designing the graphics, and making videos and promotional activities. And as you grow bigger, you will have a treasurer as well, who will be looking after the money that you are going to get from the school as a funding, or from the fundraising program, or the money you require to travel to the conference and other activities. So as you grow bigger, you are going to have lots of other different positions. But if you are going to start your own MUN club from scratch, you just need to have only 4 students who can run the whole MUN club. And then you can keep on growing your club as soon as you get more experienced over time. And moving to the next slide. So the club taking shape. So once you have your own club ready, and when you have at least 4 to 5 students ready who are willing to go to different MUN conferences and MUN clubs, so you are going to decide on a club's name. Usually the school always well known by the school name. For example, American Academy MUN Club, right? But you can also have your own MUN club. You can have a fancy or special MUN club name. You can also design an MUN Club logo, so that will give you a brand identity, and you are going to have brand recognition as well. So your club will be recognized when you are growing bigger and bigger. And then when you're posting your social media posts, so your club logo and your club name will matter a lot. It also comes handy when you are looking for partnership with different club. For example, if you are looking to partner with MUN Impact, so as a partner, we share our partner club's logo and their activities in our social media. So we then require logo and special name or the club's name. And then you are going to decide on the club activities based on 2 primary levels. So you're going to organize activities, and you're going to have conferences which you are going to send delegation. So when you are organizing the activities, so many schools, they have MUN as a coursework. So they have classes which are based on MUN, where you are going to debate, look for different current affairs. So when you set your MUN club with different students, what you can do is you can have some activities based on, for example, debate among each other, like find a hot topic going on. For example, right now the hot topic going on is like the COVID for World Health Organizations, or for politics, you can debate upon the presidential debate that happened between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. So you can have a debate on that, because, and then you can also have different other global issues. For example, you can debate on Israel, Palestine, you can debate on India, Kashmir, you can debate on different other Yemen crisis and other activities that's going on. Just share your thoughts, what you think about all of the stuff, and then you can read the newspaper and tell the students to prepare some of the information they found interesting in the newspaper for the activity you have, and then discuss what's so interesting about that. Or if you find any problems or issues in the newspaper, then try to find solutions. Like, if you were the person in charge, or if you were the responsible person, how would you approach this problem, or how would you resolve this problem? So this how you can arrange some activities. And you can also have different kinds of like pub quiz on MUN or SDGs, where you can answer many of the questions for SDGs and questions for MUN, or questions for public speaking or different other activities. You can also start attending different conferences. For example, MUN at Home conference by MUN Impact, which is fully 4 weeks long program, and it's free for students. So you can attend MUN at Home programs. You can attend online MUN conference by MUN Impact. You can if you are a junior schooler, then you can attend junior MUN conference as well. And we also have Global Summit. So these all are free conference. So other than this conference, you can also look for other different conferences that are available for free or that are available in a very cheap price. For example, International MUN Conference, they offer MUN conferences online for only $9. There are Harvard MUN Conference that are offered currently, I think, $90 or something, because of online conferences. So you can look for different conferences. So if you don't have money, or if you are short of money, or if you don't have funding from the school or any other organizations, then you don't need to worry about it, because many conferences, many MUN clubs and organizations, they offer most free conference and also cheap conference. And if you want to have money as well, then you can do fundraising. For example, you can do some beach cleaning activity, you can do some volunteering activity, you can do some other initiatives that will give you some fundings. For example, selling merchandise for your school, or raising funds from the students or something like that. So that is going to give you enough money for your students to travel as well. And yeah, continue looking for more members to join, because that is a purpose to get more members and facilitate more people, so that you can empower them about MUN, about the global issues, about the SDGs, and is all going to help them during their times while they're applying to the university. And you all are going to understand the world better. All are going to understand the policies the government takes better, like why the government is taking this type of policy. So if you do MUN, then you are going to understand what is the reason behind this policy, or how you can approach the sustainable development goals in different ways, and how you can start even your own project based on the SDGs that are available, the 17 SDG goals. So let's say you are from some country where there is poverty is a very big issues, or you are a country where hunger is very bigger issues, or you are from a country where you don't have access to clean water. So from your MUN club as well, you can try to take action as well. For example, two or more of your friends, you come together, and then you decide how you can empower other students out of your school. So let's say you went to a slum, or you went to area where there is like students who cannot go to schools, or they don't have accessories or something like that. So you can teach them, or you can even provide them notebooks or pens or pencils, or anything that is an initiative that is going to impact. You can take any decisions, you can take any steps that is going to contribute towards the development of the community, and that is going to that is going to contribute towards resolving the SDGs. And you can do all of this under your clubs, and you can write all of this as your in your articles, and you can publish them in a yearbook, or you can publish them in your own club's website. And there are lots of free websites which you can build by using all of these activities. Moving to the next resources. So getting the resources. So you can get the resources from different websites. So for example, if you go to Best Delegate, it's an NGO where they provide free workshops. They offer free workshops and training materials in their website. If you go to their website, you will see there are so many different videos available. There are so many articles available you can read from, and they also provide you guidebooks. So beginner's guide, advanced guide, where they teach you how to run an MUN club, where they teach you how to be a good delegate, and they teach you how to be a good debater, how to write a speech, how to write a resolution, how to write opening speech, and every other MUN related materials, and also the rules of procedures as well. And you can also search MUN search database. So if you go to their website, they also have integrated a calendar, MUN calendar. So if you are looking which MUN conference to attend, if you go to Best Delegates website, you are going to see they have a calendar where they update the calendar regularly with different MUN clubs from all over the world. So you can look if there is a conference in your city or in your region, then you can register there. You can also go to this website called MUN. They also have an MUN calendar, and most of the MUN conferences in all over the world, they're registered there for free. And you can also search in the Google like what MUN resources you have and what MUN conference is going on around your city, so that you can register your delegates. And training is an essential part of the MUN program, so you need to train your delegates a lot better. So the one way you can do is you can have bi-weekly meetings or weekly meetings where you are going to discuss different issues and where you are going to debate among yourself. So you will be delegate and your director could be the moderator who is going to moderate the debate. And then you are going to learn a lot from debating yourself and improving yourself as well. So focusing on your public speaking, on your communication, presentation skills, and group work as well, because in an MUN conference, you are not only giving speeches, but you are also working together as a team to form a block and to negotiate with each other to come up with solutions. So you have to work together. You have to improve your presentation skills because you have to prepare your resolution, and then you have to share your presentation resolution as a presentation in the screen. So MUN is like a full package where you're going to learn uh, various skills to develop your personal and professional skills. And you can also search for other resources in the in Google where you can find it. You can use the option called Power Search, where you can search about MUN, and all search results will be based on that Power Search. And you can also start organizing different conferences. And when you organize different conferences in your school, so for example your MUN club, you organize a conference, so you can invite experienced chairs. So you can recruit chairs for your committees, so the chairs are going to come and then they're going to host workshops for your conference, where your delegations can also attend the workshops and can learn from these experienced chairs. And each chair has different criteria of marking. Each year has different styles of cheering, but everyone follows the same ROP. So you can learn from different experience and from different styles. This is going to improve you and your members of the club as well. And you are going to be more experienced when you are going to organize different kinds of activities. And if you don't have enough money to organize a large conference, you can also organize different small workshops where you can invite your different experienced MUNers from your community to give a workshop on, for example, how to run an MUN club, or how to do a successful debate, or how to be a good delegate. So you can organize these free workshops where you can invite the people, and they will be more than happy to provide a workshop as well. Other than that, MUN Impact is a very good website for resources. Especially we have story maps where we explained different uh, we provide different tools, and we also provide different articles and different uh, other programs for training the schools and students. So for example, we have this program called MUN at Home program. So we offer it in English, French, Spanish, Arabic. So you can participate this program. It's for free, and it's a 4 weeks long program where where we are going to teach you. We have experienced mentors, and they are going to teach you how to be a good debater, how to write a resolution, how to write opening speech, how to search for information from the website, how to use the power search, and how to debate, and how to write in POI, how to interact with each other. And we also have advanced course where we are going to teach you how to form your own blog, how to write write opening speech from in terms of your blog, or how to write a resolution in terms of your blog, and how can you communicate, how can you be more diplomatic, and how can you answer questions instantly. So you can sign up for MUN at Home programs by going to MUN at Home website, and then you can find all our programs there. We also have monthly debates by Online Modern United Nations, which is also one of our programs. You can register. So these programs we offer is going to help you a lot in terms of training program, because like you are going to learn a lot from our experienced mentors and students leaders. So this is very useful programs for you to attend. And you can also become a club partner with MUN Impact. So when you become a club partner, you get some benefits. And we also offer free trainings for your students and also for the teachers as well. We provide training. So for example, if you have MUN director, but the MUN director is not very much familiar with the MUN, then we can always provide free trainings for the teachers as well. So you can also go through our website, and you can also find story maps where you are going to find lots of different information about SDGs and about MUN as well. So that is going to help you a lot. So you can use MUN Impact as a resource as well. And in conclusion, before we go to Q&A session and go in more depth details, so MUN Club is very essential not only for your personal skills, but it's also going to develop your professional skills, because you are going to communicate with different students, different stakeholders. For example, like here in MUN Impact, I'm working as the head of global communications, and I'm also working as a DSG for press and social media. So I have to go through different professional I have to meet with different professionals. I have to communicate with them. I have to check their LinkedIn account, Twitter account. I get connected with them. And many people now know me as well, right? So when you start an MUN club, and when you start looking for partnership, when you start looking for different speakers, and you're going to develop a professional relationship with them, you can also develop how to communicate with these different dignitaries, how to write a letter to these different speakers, how to invite people to your organizations. And you're going to develop your personal skills as well. Like for example, you're going to develop your communication skills, your teamwork skills, your group work skills, and you will also learn how to work with different students from different countries, different cultures, because when you go to an MUN conference and you don't know anyone else, but you meet different new students from different countries, different nationalities, different traditions, and each person has different skills, each person has different mindset, and you have to work with everyone, and in just like 2 days. So that is going to develop your personal skills, because it's very much necessary when you're going to go to the college, because in university you meet students from all over the world, and it's so hard to get to know them, or it's so hard to work with them. But when you start with doing MUN, you will be more relaxed, you'll be more enthusiastic, you'll be more outgoing, and also more extrovert. So it will be much easier for you to interact with different students in university, and also to work with them, and organize some game nights with, for example, more MUN game nights or SDG nights, where you can, or you can also have some art, like art gallery. For example, you want to develop your logo, so you can have a contest in your schools, who can design the best logo. Or for example, right now we had SDG1 art contest, as you also in the opening closing ceremony. So you can also have some art contests or different other contests. For example, here in Leeuwarden, just few days back, we had a hunger challenge where we fasted for 24 hours, all of the students here. So you can also do something like that. And then we contributed foods and money to local charity. So you can also come up with different strategies and different games. And you can also have some fundraisers if you don't have funding from the schools. Usually, like when you're a new MUN club, the schools does not is not willing to give you funding. But then if you can show them what you're doing, show them the results, then the school is going to be more than happy to fund for the schools. In many schools, like in my school, when I was studying in American High School in sorry, American Academy School. I forgot my school name. American Academy School back in Qatar. So we had a budget for MUN Club as well. So every year when the school used to make budget, they used to keep a budget for MUN Club, and with that budget we could actually go to different countries, and we could also pay for other conferences. So when we attended different conference, we didn't need to require to pay the conference. We just needed to when we went abroad, so we just needed to pay the flight tickets. But the local conferences, the school always paid for the conference, because they always had a budget for the school. So when you can deliver the results to your principal or to your teachers, you will always have a funding from the school. And also you can always have a partnership from different organizations or companies, or you can also look for sponsors to sponsor your travel, or you can have some fundraising campaigns as well. And to encourage students, you can give out monthly or annual awards. Like for example, when you have let's say you can have best speaker of the night, or you can have the best diplomat, or you can have like the best negotiator, or you can have a best researcher. So you can give out different awards, or you can give out some recognition, verbal recognition or a verbal certificate. And you can even host different internal MUN competitions in the school where students from different classes can attend the competitions and the conference. So that will also encourage them and that will also make them learn about MUN, and they will be more knowledgeable about the world affairs as well, and they will be much more motivated to attend. So these are some of the activities you can do to make your MUN club more enthusiastic and more lively. And we are going to have a Mentimeter where we want to know how did you think about these workshops, like what did you enjoy it and what did you think of about this MUN club workshop. So I think one of the admin is going to post the link in the chat. You can click on the link, and also you can also enter the code. If the admin doesn't have it, then Shashank, can you share it with the group, the code and the link? And then just write one word what you think about it, and then Neha can share the screen, most probably showing the result. And in the meantime, you can also contact us in Twitter. So I'm available in Twitter as well as Neha. So that is our Twitter, and you can also contact me with Facebook. You can also reach out to us in Instagram. That is our Instagram account. So feel free to reach out to us. And if you have any questions or if you need any advice, then you can always approach us, and we'll be more than happy to help you out. And you can also approach MUN Impact. So if you are looking forward to become a partner of MUN Impact, or if you want to have any training session for your teachers or for your students, always contact MUN Impact, and MUN Impact will be more than happy to help you out or to provide you any workshops. To the best way you can reach MUN Impact, you can reach out to our social media in MUN Impact, or you can also email MUN Impact info@munimpact.org, and you can also go to our website and you will find all the necessary information. So we are more than happy to help you out and set up your own MUN club from scratch and train you as well as your teachers. With that, thank you so much for attending, and I'm now open for questions. So feel free to ask any questions, or if you want to know more or any details, then yeah, I'm very much available to answer all your questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mostafa, Shashank, and Neha for your presentation. We've received a bunch of questions in the chat throughout the session. So I'm gonna read them, and you guys can choose whoever wants to answer it. So we have Jasleen K from India. She's asking, Jasleen, do you want to turn on your mic and ask the question? Let me. Okay.
So, hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. So, I have a concern as in my state or in my area, nobody knows about the Model United Nations. I wanted to start a MUN club in my school, and I have also got the permission for that from my school principal. But I am the only one who knows about it. So, can you give me some suggestions as I am going to do a lot more work alone for this? Are there any suggestions?
That's absolutely amazing that you have taken the initiative to start your own MUN club and you have managed to get the permission. So that's wonderful that you have support from your school. What you can do, what I would suggest, is talk to your friends, and because your friends are the first one to support you when you're going to start your MUN club, your friends are the one that's going to be standing with you next to each other. So talk to your friend and encourage them to participate in different MUN conferences. So some of them are shy, they don't want to participate, they feel anxiety, they are introvert, they don't want to communicate with different people. But tell them the benefits of MUN and tell them to experience their first MUN. So what happens is like most of the time, the first timers, they think that if they go to an MUN conference, they are not going to receive an award, or they might feel shy, they cannot speak, or they might say something that might make like other people might make fun of them. So it's actually not that, it's just a fear. They need to overcome their fear. So tell them the benefits, tell them your story, like how did you study your MUN and what did you like the most about MUN, and how did you overcome your fear, and how did you take the initiative to talk to your teachers and take the permission, and then tell them, okay, this is how it happens in MUN and this is what you need to do. Guide them and then encourage them, and then when they register, and then look for like local MUN MUN conferences where you can go, and you can like, which is also cheaper because parents might not agree to pay money for MUN conference. So tell them and then guide them away. It's like guide them throughout the whole process, like tell them how to write a resolution, tell them how to write an opening speech, tell them how to research, and be the mentor for them. So when you become the mentor and you take the initiative, they will be more encouraged because you're supporting them. So by then you will get one person, and then over time you'll get more person to join you. And then once you have like 4 students with you, then you can start your own MUN club with the students, and then 4 of you keep on going to different conferences or go to attend different online conference. So right now is the best time to attend conferences, because you don't need to travel, because most of the time parents might not allow students, their children to travel, right? So now you can take the full advantage of being online, so you can just sit at your home, use the laptop and attend conferences. And if they are shy, what I would suggest you, this is the month of uh, October. So you can register yourself for the November MUN program, which is which is a program offered by us. So tell your friend and your teachers and your school to register for MUN program for November, and then it's going to train them. It's going to teach them how to be a good delegate and how to learn about MUN and SDGs. So once they participate in this program, and then after that program in December, you can even start your own club, and then it will be very much impactful. I hope that answers your questions. And Shashank and
Thank
Neha, if
you.
you would like to add something else, then feel free.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so
Okay.
uh, when you are starting a new club, then what is the most important thing is experience. So to build experience, there are various conferences you can go to, but I would recommend starting from a very small conference, not a very large conference, as people may have difficulties in public speaking and have stage frights. So you can do with the small ones, and for different levels of hardship while doing a conference. You can also try MUN Impacts Omen and Junior Omen. Junior Omen is for middle schoolers and Omen is for high schoolers. So it actually teaches the delegates of how to uh, work in a conference and how to make their uh, resolutions and opening speeches and policy statements. So that will help.
Okay, thank you, Shashank, and thank you, Mustafa, for answering Justin's question. We have another question from Ayomide. Ayomide, do you want to unmute and ask your question?
Okay, so my question is, what are the suggested number of conferences to have for a new club? And then also, like, how much time should you spend prepping students for these conferences? Because my specific club are middle schoolers, they're younger students, and so we don't want, and it's not mandatory, so we don't want to overload them with too much work if they're not ready for that. So I wanted to know how many conferences is the suggested number, and then how much time you should spend on helping students.
When you said like how many conferences did you ask like how many conferences you would like to attend, or how many conferences your club needs to organize?
How many conferences to attend?
Okay, so there is no limit. You can even attend one, you can even attend two or three. So the more conference you attend, the more experience you're going to get, and the more you're going to learn about the MUN, and the more you're going to learn about the world politics and diplomacy, and you're going to be developing your interpersonal skills. So maybe you can like, if you also like, because like if you attend physical conferences, there will be a limitation of budget, limitation of traveling, limitation of different other factors, from restriction from parents, restriction from different community, right? So you like not one person can always travel to different conferences. So like once you have a team who goes to like, let's say, one conference, next time you can have another team to go to different conferences. So you can like yearly you can go to like at least 2 conference per year. or at least 3 conference per year if it's physical conference. And if that's like very expensive, like for example, you are planning to go to Harvard Modern United Nations, which is like a very prestigious MUN conference in the whole world, right? And
Mhm.
you need to travel to America for that, and it's going to be expensive. So if you are planning to go to a very prestigious MUN conference and you need a lot of money, then you can limit yourself in going to different other conferences, and you can start saving money for that. So when you have enough money, you can go to that one single conference. But if you're going to local conferences and they are very much cheap, then you can go to as many workshop, as many conferences as possible, and as many conference you can afford. So it depends on how you're going to plan with your students and with your teacher, as well as how much budget and limitations you have.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mustafa. Thank you, Iron Media, for your question. Mohammed Faizan also has a question. So, Mohammed, if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
I hope my voice is clear.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we
my
can hear you.
question is, what could be alternative plan for starting a MUN club in the school when the school is not ready? Because most of the students in my school are interested in sports than rather than doing MUNs. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's a good question, Mohammed. So, well, the school is always ready, either now or then. So what happens is it's like the school always look for students to get interested, and also the school sometimes they don't want to have extra budget for the MUN conference. So when a student comes up with MUN club topic to the school headmaster or the principal, the school always fear that they might have to spend much extra money. So what you can do is like you can first talk with your advisor. So find an advisor for the school, talk to your teacher and tell them what MUN really is, and that you don't need to be spending a fancy amount of money for the MUN conference, or you don't need to spend lots of other money or lots of your time. So the school might also be fearful that if you start attending MUN conference, then it might hamper your education, or it might give you a less grade, or you might not have time to study. So first of all, you need to empower them with the correct knowledge of MUN. Tell them how much time you need to spend and what are the benefits of MUN, and how they can start the MUN club without even spending any money, because you don't need to spend any good amount of money for that. You can just start MUN conference, and then you can participate in free MUN conferences online. And then when if you have enough money, or if you have, like for example, if you have your own pocket money, or if you have you are working somewhere else, and then you have your own money, so you can go to local MUN conferences in different cities or different schools. And you need to encourage your students by telling your stories. Like for example, you have attended Global Summit 2.0 today, so tell your students like what did you learn from it, and how was it, and who did you meet. Like for example, you met different global shepherds, you met with UN officials in the first plenary, second plenary, and third plenary as well. So write an article about it and then publish it in your school magazine or in your school's website, or write an article and give it to your teachers. When they will read the article, and then when they will see that you are improving, they will also get encouraged. They will also encourage other students like to attend all of these conferences, and that's how you are going to start motivating them. Sport is really nice, everyone needs to play sport, but sport and MUN is totally different. So those who are playing sports, they are also welcome to do MUN conferences, because this is going to develop their interpersonal skills, and is also going to develop their personal and professional skills as well. So it's going to help them out in universities. So tell them what are the advantages, and they will very much listen to you. Start with your teachers and friends first, and then together you can start plan how to start an MUN club, and then you can send a proposal to your teachers and to the principals, and then yeah, you will for sure will have your MUN club start up open. And anyone else could add something to it? Shashank or Neha, if you would like to add anything. All right, thank you. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you, Mustafa, and thank you, Mohammed, for your question. We have 5 minutes remaining. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take one more question. We'll see how much time we have left then. So we have a question from Yahya E from Kuwait. Yahya, you can go ahead and ask your question now.
My question was, once starting an MUN club, like, is there anything we can do to maybe like make field students like encourage them to come?
Your question is like, once you host a MUN club, encourage the students to join the club or join the meetings. I didn't get
Like
to.
when we host an MUN club, is there like any ways to encourage people to come except like by
Yeah,
spreading it with our friends?
yeah, that's a good question. So, just like I mentioned in my presentation, so when you're going to host, when you're going to start your MUN club, so you can have different kinds of game. For example, you can have an art competition based on the SDGs, which you just saw in our closing ceremony that one of the student she got or he got the best art award. So you can host some art competition in your schools based on SDGs. You can also have some fun nights like game night with SDGs or MUN, and that's how it will be more interactive. It will be more fun, and people will be more interested. And if you go to like Best Delegate website, not Best Delegate website, if you go to UNA US website, they have some MUN templates, and if you download them, so it's like a game version of MUN. So you can also like you can play and learn about MUN. You can play and do MUN as well. So that's very much interesting. So you can have some activities for MUN club, and you can make them more fun and interactive. For example, there are some award-winning movies based on like different global problems or different global issues. So you can also play those movie at your school, or you can take permission from your teachers and then have a movie night as well and show them these are the global issues going on, and then tell them about different projects taken by different students all over the world and how they serve the NGOs. For example, like one of our student leaders in MUN Impact, he started his own NGO, but he's only in his high school right now in America, and he has been doing a lot of fundraising activities and helping, and he also helped build a school in one of the African countries. So he's just a high schooler. So tell them all the stories and then write an article and have some activities and encourage them and tell them your story as well, how you saw MUN and what have you learned, and all of these are going to totally encourage the teachers and the students, and then the teachers are also going to encourage the students to join you in your conference as well and in the club as well.